Okay, we are live.
Okay, thank you and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the June monthly meeting of the Zoning Committee of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Planning Commission. My name is Kiva Samuel. I serve as chair of the Zoning Committee and let's go through some virtual meeting protocols. This meeting is being streamed online in accordance with the electronic meeting statute. Requirements for notice, access, and minutes are being met through electronic means. We ask that everyone keep their mics muted if you are not speaking. For the commissioners, this is a virtual meeting, so all votes will be taken via roll call. Please state your name before making a second or main motion. We will go through our introductions at this point, beginning with our commissioners. Spencer.
Sorry, trying to get this to work. Commissioner Sam Spencer, Zoning Committee.
Rhodes.
Courtney Rhodes, Zoning Committee.
Ham.
John Ham, Zoning Committee.
Blumenthal.
Andrew Blumenthal, Zoning Committee.
And do we have Commissioner Walton yet? I believe he will be joining us shortly. Beginning with staff introductions. Let's start with Mr. Patton. Is Dave with us this evening?
All right, yeah, didn't unmute. Dave Pettin, Rezoning Program Manager, thanks.
Thank you. Holly.
Holly Kramer, rezoning staff.
Alfred.
Alfred Oyoyo, CDOT staff.
Donna.
Donna Johnson McNeil, planning staff.
Jake.
Jake Carpenter, CDOT staff.
Joe.
Joe Mangum, planning staff.
John.
John Kinley, planning staff.
Kevin.
Kevin Parker, CDOT staff.
Michael.
Michael Russell, CDOT. Michael Russell, planning staff. Thanks.
Patrick.
Thought you went somewhere else.
Patrick Monroe, CDOT staff.
Walter.
Walter Blackman, CDOT staff.
And I'm gonna go through, did I miss anybody? Did I omit anyone? Going once, going twice, hearing none. Mr. Patton, can you please advise of any deferrals and or withdrawals?
Certainly, yeah, we have a couple listed on the agenda. We've had a couple more since then, so we'll lighten the load a little bit this evening. Items 1 and 2, as proposed in the agenda, are requesting deferrals to July 5th. That's petition 2021-209 and petition 2021-238. We've also had 3 additional items requesting deferral since the agenda was published. That would be item number 4, 2021-197 by Crescent Communities, also requesting deferral till July. Item number 8, 2021-219 by Lincoln Property Company, requesting deferral till the July meeting. And the last addition is item number 20, which is rezoning petition 2022-019 by Chris Ogarundi, also requesting a deferral till the July meeting, which I believe is July 7th. Let me look. July 5th, which one of the other items we want to discuss is that, do we want to move the July meeting at all for the holiday, or are we good with the July 5th meeting as proposed?
Well, Madam Chair, I will move.
We can handle that on a separate action if needed, but go ahead, Sam, on the deferrals.
I move that we defer the recommended deferrals as amended by staff and as presented to the zoning committee to the time certain of the next meeting in July, currently July 5th.
This is Commissioner Welton. I'll second that motion.
Thank you for joining us, Commissioner Walton. I had a motion by Spencer and second by Walton. And that was a total of 5, if I'm not mistaken, deferred all to July 5th. Any debate, discussion? Roads. Roads on the deferral. Ham.
Aye.
Blumenthal.
Aye.
Walton.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Rhodes.
Apologies, I having technical difficulties.
Okay, thank you. And the chair votes aye. That passes unanimous. Thank you, Dave.
Certainly.
So we will begin then at the item number 3 on our agenda, rezoning petition 2021-112 by Cambridge Properties, Inc. And we will hear from Michael.
Thank you. This is approximately 15.54 acres located on the east and west side of IKEA Boulevard, south of University City Boulevard, and west of North Tryon Street. The current zoning is B2, general business conditional. The proposed zoning is MUD O, mixed use development optional, and B2, which is general business conditional. The petition is consistent with the Blue Line Extension University City Area Plan recommendation of residential and office land uses, but it is inconsistent with the recommended retail uses at this site. This petition proposes a mixed-use development with up to 350 multifamily units, structured parking deck, and up to 20,000 square feet of auto dealership related business, a project identification sign, and amenity area. Some of the it also allows a sports court, linear park, walking trail, dog park, community garden, open space, and outdoor fitness areas on parcels D and E. They do commit to an 8-foot planting strip and 6-foot sidewalk along Drivers Way and Tryon Park Road. The optional provision that they're requesting for a master project identification sign of up to 35 feet in height with the sign face up to 360 square feet. There are no outstanding issues, and staff does recommend approval of this petition. Be glad to take any questions.
Thank you, Michael. Are there any questions for Michael on this 112? Michael, I just had one, and I have just couple notes on this one, but only one of them I didn't write or reply. Can you talk about or remind me of this proposed screening, if any, around the parking deck?
I know that they are the service area screening around the dumpsters and recycling and storage will be screened from view. Let me just look for a moment.
Hey, Michael, just to jump in, I'm looking at it. It looks like parking structure shall be exposed multi-level parking deck shall provide screening so that interior lighting and cars are not visible from public streets. This is primarily accomplished by the use of architectural louvers or decorative screens on all levels. That's the note they have in there regarding parking deck screening.
Greatly appreciate.
Yeah, thank you. You got to it quicker than I could.
Yeah, no problem. I had it pulled up here.
Thank you so much. Any other questions for Michael? If not, motion, please.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Ham.
Floor is yours.
Oh, wait a minute. Thank you. That's a little different. This petition is found to be consistent with the. Want me to read all this? I know we have a different one sometimes that we use. I'm sorry. All right, this petition found to be consistent with the Blue Line Extension University City Area Plan recommendation of residential and office land uses at the site, but is inconsistent with the recommended retail uses at the site based on the information from the staff analysis and the public hearing. And because the plan recommends residential and office land uses. Should I keep reading?
I think we're good.
All right.
So motion to approve by Ham. Did I
I
hear?
will second this, Commissioner Welton.
Thank you. Motion by Ham, second by Welton. Got that noted. Commissioner Spencer,
Spencer votes aye.
Rhodes,
Aye.
Blumenthal,
Aye.
Ham,
Aye.
Welton,
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Michael, I'm not sure if you noted this changes after the public hearing, but is it correctly stated that 5-year vested request has been removed?
Yes, they have removed that.
And thank you so very much. And item number 4 was deferred, so we'll move to item number 5. Rezoning petition 2021-217 by Boulevard Real Estate Advisors LLC, and Holly will take us through this one.
Thank you. I actually have the next few, and 217, 218, and 225 are all right next to each other, as you may have noticed in your packet. So to start off, 217 is approximately 3.5 acres located on the northwest intersection of Orchard Circle and South Tryon, east of Interstate 77 and south of West Peterson Drive. The current zoning is B2 general business and R8 single family residential, and they are proposing to go to TOD NC, which is the case for 217, 218, as well as 225. So all the same zoning district being proposed along here. The Scaly Bark Transit Station Area Plan recommends single family residential uses up to 8 DUA and retail on the site. It's inconsistent with the recommendation for the single family residential uses, but consistent with the recommendation for retail. It's within a 1-mile walk of the Scaly Bark station. And it should also be noted the petitioner held a community meeting for all 3 of these petitions together just to get some community feedback, recognizing that it would be a larger TOD rezoning site in the area. I don't know of any negative feedback, and I haven't received any myself based off that, but they did elect to hold a community meeting even though it wasn't required. There are no outstanding issues, and I'll take any questions.
Thank you, Holly. Are there any for Holly on? I don't know if we can vote on 217, 218, and 225 together, but are there any questions for Holly on these petitions? I don't have a question, I just have a comment. During the public hearing, the petitioner's agent indicated what Holly just mentioned about public meeting not required, but the petitioning team decided to hold one anyways. During the public meeting, I requested a copy of the mailing list and the attendee list for that community meeting, primarily because it was, I'm aware of this area, kind of frequent, an old coworker of mine, and just being aware of the neighborhood, was aware that there's some light industrial there on the Tryon side. And then as you come off of Tryon, immediately there's R3 or R4 or 5 in that area. Just wondered in the attendees, because that area can sometimes, as we know, the owner of the home is not necessarily the occupant of the home. And I had asked the petitioning agent to provide information that kind of gives us a glimpse of the attendees. He very graciously supplied that information in a timely manner. The turnout for the meeting was very low. The mailing list was grand. That is somewhat alarming, and I wanted to note that. It doesn't represent any negative thought that I have about these 3 petitions, but it is just quite alarming that the occupants of the home in these areas may not necessarily be aware of what's about to happen. And I wanted to make that note public. But again, it is just a note. And with that, if there are not any other questions for Holly, nor other comments, I will accept a motion, please.
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Spencer.
working in Congress, I'm not afraid of an omnibus. So having reviewed the petitions and considered the consistency statements prepared by staff to approve these petitions, I move that we recommend approval of petitions number 2021-217, 2021-218, and 2021-219 as they appear before us, and the adoption of the consistency statements as they appear before us.
Blumenthal, second.
I accept Commissioner Spencer's motion as a very time-efficient manner of completing this meeting. And Commissioner Blumenthal in the second. Any other debate questions? If not, we'll go through roll call. Commissioner Rhodes?
Aye.
Ham?
Aye.
Welton?
Aye.
Blumenthal?
Aye.
Spencer?
Aye.
Samuel votes aye. Thank you so very much. Item number. I'm sorry.
Actually, just to confirm, that was items
That was items number
21, 217, 218, and 225. So items number 5, 6, and 7, correct?
Yes. And item number, we've got the referral.
Just wanted to make sure we captured those 3 in that one motion. I appreciate that.
Okay. So very much. Item number 9, we'll hear from Holly again for rezoning petition 2021-223 by Selwyn Property Group, Inc. And we're ready, Holly.
Thank you. This site is 2.39 acres located on the southwest side of Presley Road, northeast of Billy Graham Parkway, and west of Interstate 77. The current zoning is R22MF, multifamily residential, and its proposed zoning is I2CD, general industrial conditional. It is consistent with the Central District Plan, which recommends industrial uses for the site. The proposal itself would allow up to 30,000 feet of developable space for uses allowed in the I-1 zoning district, as well as a contractor's office and accessory uses, including outdoor storage of goods and warehousing. It prohibits heavy industrial uses in the I-2 zoning district, and that includes a large list noted here. I won't read them all out. It does commit to a Class A buffer along this section here. This is Zone B2, and along the portion of the R22MF here as well. There's also just in the access to the site along Yorkwood, there is a 50-foot Class A buffer here as well. It provides access from that site, as I noted, from Yorkwood, and that will be, they will extend the existing drive and improve that. There are no changes since the public hearing, and there are no other outstanding issues. Staff recommends approval. I will take any questions.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Spencer.
Hey, Ollie, thank you for the presentation. Just, I'm a little unclear. So obviously it prohibits the I-2 uses, but do the conditions specifically prohibit gas storage or vehicle service stations?
Yeah, well, I see petroleum storage, yes.
And automotive service stations, automotive repair garages. If you would like, I can send you the full list of prohibited uses.
Nope, that's good enough for me. Those are my two.
Okay, thank you.
Sam, we're gonna miss you when you're not around.
I know. I really know how to start a party, Doug.
I'm hoping somebody will pick up that or we'll think of you whenever this comes out.
Any questions, comments, additional for Holly? If not, motion, please.
This is Commissioner Welton. I'll make a motion.
Please do.
Having reviewed the petition and considered the consistency statement prepared by staff to approve this petition, I move that we recommend approval of petition number 2021-223 as it appears before us, and adoption of the consistency statement as it appears before us.
Blumenthal second.
Motion by Walton, Blumenthal the second. Any other question, comment, debate, discussion? If not, Commissioner Rhodes,
Aye.
Spencer,
Aye.
Pam,
Aye.
Blumenthal,
Aye.
Walton.
Aye.
Samuel votes aye. That passes unanimous. Thank you. Item number 10, the rezoning petition 2021-235 by Coral Reef Investment Properties IES LLC, and we will hear from Joe.
Thank you. We're switching the PowerPoint out. This is approximately 8.6 acres on the east side of West Tyvola, near the intersection with Tyvola Center Drive. The current zoning is R4 and proposed zoning is R17 MFCD with 5 years vested rights. The Southwest District Plan recommends single family at up to 4 DUA. The site plan will permit up to 146 multifamily units at a density of 16.94 DUA. Building height is limited to 65 feet, 30-foot setback from the future right-of-way of Tyvola Road. Proposing 8-foot pedestrian and bicycle trail connection between the site and Yorkmont Park, which is at the bottom of the screen there. Transportation improvements include dedication of right-of-way, an 8-foot planting strip and 12-foot shared use path along Tyvola Road. Eastbound left turn lanes at each driveway. An improved CATS bus stop and relocation of a pedestrian refuge island, which would occur during permitting. Architectural standards include the use of brick, stone, or stucco for the Tyvola Road facing facade, blank wall limitations, and building facade modulation requirements. Since the public hearing and somewhat in response to staff's initial stance, they have reduced the number of units from 146 to 129, which lowers the density from almost 17 to just under 15 DUA, and also includes 6 workforce units at 80 to 90% AMI. We'll note that there's still 2 outstanding issues. One of those is to carry that numerical change of dwelling units all the way through the conditional notes, because they still have some notes that state 146. And also staff has asked the petitioner to remove the 5-year vested rights request. Staff, with considering the changes prior to zoning committee, staff now recommends approval of this petition and be happy to answer any questions.
Joe, this is Commissioner Walton. It said 30-foot setback from the future right-of-way for Tyvola. Is that going to be changed or affected by the addition of those turn lanes there? Because I thought Tyvola was kind of like a 5-ish lane thing with a turn lane in the middle there, but I just may be misremembering. Will the road be widened to some degree, I guess? That's the question I have.
I will defer that to my colleagues in CDOT.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Kevin Parker with CDOT here. This is the full build-out cross-section for Tyvola Road. So the 5-lane section is the final section. Therefore, the right-of-way will not be changed.
Okay. All right. It just said future, and I was like, is something going to change there? But I'm good with that then. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Walton. Any other questions for Joe? This might be a CDOT question, but I'll start with you, Joe. You may know. Actually, I don't know if it's more of a question. I noticed that Sleepy Hollow will open as there is, if this petition comes out of the ground. Yes, I'm good. Thank you. Sleepy Hollow will open if this petition is approved. And this community, this housing community back here, I can't remember the name of it, but it's pretty well populated. There were only 7 people at this community meeting. And again, it's just nothing against this particular petition, but I'm just finding it quite odd. And I just wondered if people were aware of the opening of that street as a result of that, if this petition, like I said, it gets approved. So I guess I don't have a question, just a note. If there's nothing else for Joe, motion, please.
Just one point there, Joe, is that a pedestrian connection that would go to Sleepy Hollow, or is it an actual road connection? You or CDOT? It looks like on this image it's just a pedestrian connection. I think the road connection.
That's my understanding.
Okay, the previous graphic, Joe?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure we get that clarified.
Thank you so much for pointing that out, Dave.
Yeah, I think there were some environmental issues or challenges and constraints with that. So, Joe, is that correct that it's just a pedestrian connection?
Dave, I can chime in here. It is an 8-foot wide pedestrian connection that'll connect down to the 12-foot multi-use path across the frontage.
Thank you for the correction, Dave and Kevin. Any other questions for Joe? Not motion, please.
Commissioner Blumenthal. Having reviewed the petition and considered the consistency statement prepared by staff to approve this petition, I move that we recommend approval of petition number 2021-235 as it appears before us, and the adoption of the consistency statement as it appears before us.
Commissioner Welton, I'll second.
Motion by Blumenthal and Walton on the second.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much. Any other debate, discussion, comment? Commissioner Ham.
Aye.
Rhodes.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Welton.
Aye.
Blumenthal.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, passes unanimous. Thank you. Item number 11. Petition 2021-240 by Ascent Real Estate Capital. And we'll hear from John.
This is approximately 1.67 acres on the southeast intersection of Abbey Place and Hedgemore Drive, south of Montford Drive, and east of Park Road. It does have adjacency to the Sugar Creek Greenway, Little Sugar Creek Greenway, to the east. Currently zoned MUD CD, and they're proposing MUD O, mixed use development optional. the Parkwood Lawn area plan recommends residential, office, retail, mixed use for the site. Proposes up to 252 multifamily dwelling units and 3,500 square feet of retail space. That would be on the ground floor, maximum building height of 95 feet. Since the public hearing, they changed their vehicular access points to, before they were showing two, one on Abbey and one on Hedgemore. And so now they're just proposing one access point on Hedgemore. And then you can see that they've also added a cross section and a street type cross section as well. Staff recommends approval of the petition. That has been updated, needs to be updated. Staff recommends approval of the petition. There's no outstanding issues. There had been one related to urban forestry, but we got an email back from the petitioner saying they would take care of that, adding a note for them. It is consistent with the Parkwood Lawn area plan recommendation for residential, office, retail, mixed use.
Thank you, John. Any questions? Comments, discussion? Motion?
Commissioner Welton, I'll make a motion. Having reviewed the petition and considered the consistency statement prepared by staff to approve this petition, I move that we recommend approval of petition number 2021-240 as it appears before us and adoption of the consistency statement as it appears before us.
Blumenthal, second.
Welton with the motion, Blumenthal with the second on 240. Commissioner Spencer.
Aye.
Rhodes.
Aye.
Ham.
Aye.
Blumenthal.
Aye.
Welton.
Aye.
Samuel votes aye. That passes unanimous. Thank you. Item number 12, 2021-241 by John Yim. And Dave, are you Holly? I'm sorry, are you Claire tonight?
I am. I have the pleasure and honor of being Claire this evening.
All right.
So this petition 2021-241 is just under 2 acres, about 1.85, just off Harris Boulevard. Next slide. It's currently zoned to O1 conditional, and the proposed zoning is to go to R17 multifamily conditional with 4-year vested rights. Next slide. The new small area plan does recommend office and multifamily uses up to 12 DUA for this parcel. And the proposal that went forward at public hearing did illustrate 27 units in 2 buildings. Limit building height to 40 feet. Access was off of a private drive there off East W.T. Harris Boulevard. Did propose different building materials for the project and prohibit vinyl siding except on things like windows or trim and vinyl handrails. Addresses design of building elevations for via vertical bays or articulated features like wall offsets, projections, recesses, etc. Also limits blank wall expanses to no more than 20 feet and proposes a 50-foot rear yard, landscaped resident passive open and active, landscape resident for passive open and activity area for the open space there, and then proposes a 25-foot undisturbed Class C buffer. Next slide. So they did have some changes since the hearing. It does note that no more of 33% of the units will be larger than 2 bedrooms throughout the project. Does construct a sidewalk to allow pedestrian connections from this site to the right-of-way for Harris Boulevard, so long as there's consent from the holders of a 25-foot drainage easement and a 20-foot sanitary sewer easement. If they can grant that access, then a sidewalk would be then provided. Does preserve a man-made berm on the rear of the site that was created by some prior grading. Grading within that area between the undisturbed buffer and that 50-foot rear yard would be minimized to the greatest extent possible. Minor grading to provide for some of that passive open space would be permitted in that area. Additional trees and shrubs consistent with the buffer planting requirements would be added where it may be determined that the existing vegetation doesn't comply with those standards. Does also install a 6-foot ornamental metal fence as part of the buffer area along the rear property line and southern property lines for a distance of 50 feet to define the corners of the site and further restrict movement from the site onto adjoining properties. They'll determine the exact location during the design development review process, but it will be along the buffer area. And also notes petitioner will use best efforts working with Duke Energy in providing service to the site that creates the least practical disturbance to the adjoining parcels where there's some existing Duke rights of way, recognizing that, of course, the petitioner cannot dictate to Duke Energy how that service is provided. A lot of those were, looks like community-driven requests as well, and were incorporated into that plan since the public hearing back in May. Next slide. Staff does recommend approval of the petition. We do still have outstanding issues related to site and building design to work through. Those are related mainly, let me see real quick here, to actually, no, it looks like outstanding issues have been addressed. Pardon me, that slide needs to just be updated. So all outstanding issues have been addressed, including the removal for additional vesting. So staff does recommend approval, no outstanding issues. We'll be happy to take any questions you might have. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Claire, Commissioner Spencer.
Dave, was it planning department suggestion that it limit to 40 feet, or did the developer petitioner want to limit to 40 feet?
I don't recall exactly if that was brought up by planning staff or if it was brought up by just the petitioner committing to 40 feet. You know, I don't know if we had a higher height of like 40 to 48, given that there's not immediate single family, you know, too adjacent to it. I know we have some to the rear, but there's a pretty good separation. But I don't know if that was a planning department driven request or if that was just at the petitioner's determination that 40 feet worked for their product. But I'd have to do a little bit of research and asking to go back on where that stemmed from.
Great. Yeah. Thanks. I just wanted to make sure we were projecting, you know, clarity during the housing crisis that we will not, you know, we don't want to cut off an entire floor off of.
Sam?
Oh, I was done.
Okay.
Sorry.
Dave, can you go back one slide where the graphic shows? Can you show me again where the fence is added? 6-foot ornamental, I think it said.
Yeah, it looks like it's the clouded area there that kind of runs. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Holly.
Okay. All right. All I need. Any other questions for Dave? I'm sorry. Any other questions for Claire? Hearing none, motion please.
It's Commissioner Welton. I'll make a motion. Having reviewed the petition and considered the consistency statement prepared by staff to approve this petition, I move that we recommend approval of petition number 2021-241 as it appears before us and adoption of the consistency statement as it appears before us.
Second by Commissioner Ham.
Motion by Welton, second by Ham. That's for 241, and we will do a roll call vote. Blumenthal.
Aye.
Rhodes.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Ham.
Aye.
Welton.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. That passes unanimous. Thank you. Item 13. Rezoning petition 2021-244 by Juarez Silva. And we will hear from Joe, please.
Thank you. This is approximately 1 acre on the south side of Cindy Lane. The current zoning is R4 and proposed zoning is I1. The Northeast District Plan recommends industrial land use for this site and the surrounding area to the south of Cindy Lane. Staff recommends approval and be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Joe. Do we have any?
Madam Chair, just real quick, Joe, just wanted to confirm this is a conventional rezoning, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you very much.
Motion to approve.
The
Ham.
floor is yours.
Having reviewed the petition and considered the consistency statement prepared by staff to approve this petition, I move that we recommend approval of petition number 2021-244 and the adoption of the consistency statement as it appears before us.
Blumenthal, second.
Motion by Ham, Blumenthal, second. Any debate, discussion, comment?
Yeah, just really quick. I'm going to vote against it. I think I-1 is without conditions is an outdated zoning and land use. And thank you.
Thank you. Simply put. Any other comments? Okay. Welton.
Aye.
Blumenthal.
Aye.
Ham.
Aye.
Rhodes.
Aye.
Spencer.
No.
Chair votes no. With that being extremely close to residential, there's I think I saw 2 residential projects currently under construction. Right across the street, not having the details of what this particular petition may involve. Not good with conventional. Thank you, everyone. Dave, are we good?
Yeah, we've got that captured for the minority report, and we'll send it out for additional review after we get it up on our end.
Thank you. We're on 14, I believe. Yes, rezoning petition 14, agenda item number 14, rezoning petition 2021-245 by CC Fund 3 LLC. And we will hear from Michael.
Thank you. This is approximately 1.44 acres bound by the south side of Carter Avenue and north side of Woodward Avenue, west of Vanderbilt Road and east of Statesville Avenue, near Camp North End. The petition is, or the current zoning is I2 General Industrial. Proposed zoning is MUD CD. The plan is inconsistent with the Statesville Avenue corridor area plan, recommendation of industrial land uses at the site. This petition proposes to redevelop the site to allow up to 36 townhome units. They are limiting the maximum building height to 46 feet. Access to the site will be from Woodward Avenue. They are providing visitor overflow parking. They do commit to an 8-foot planting strip and 8-foot sidewalk along the frontages of both Woodward Avenue and Carter Avenue, and they provide internal sidewalks and pedestrian connections throughout the site. Sort of after the public hearing, we just had some clarifications that the units may be rented or they could be sold, and they did specify that they're providing a minimum of 6 guest parking spaces. There are no outstanding issues, and staff does recommend approval of this petition. I'll be glad to take any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Do we have any?
This is Commissioner Welton. Michael, what was the zoning on either side of this project and across the street? This is the existing zoning. Okay. All right.
Yes, Heist Brewery. Right here.
Yeah, that's
Right
what I
there.
thought. Yeah.
And Double Oaks pool next to it.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Michael, you mentioned for sale or for rent. Are we asking for conversion rights in here, or just is that in the notes for the plan anywhere? Or
No, there are no conversion rights. It was just in their initial site plan, it said that they would be for sale. And so they just wanted to clarify that they could be for sale or they could be for rent. So it gives them a little more flexibility.
And just to clarify, Madam Chair, we did have them go back and reach back out to the community just to check with them to see if that caused any concerns. And I believe, Michael, they did speak to the community rep and conveyed that, and there were no real issues or concerns with them being for sale or for rent, but we did want to make sure they reached back out since that was the initial proposal at the public hearing.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you for that additional note, Dave. Okay, any other questions for? Okay. No, that was Michael. Any other questions for Michael? Hearing none, motion please.
Commissioner Blumenthal. Having reviewed the petition and considered the consistency statement prepared by staff to approve this petition, I move that we recommend approval of petition number 2021-245 as it appears before us, and the adoption of the consistency statement as it appears before us.
Commissioner Welton, I'll second that.
Blumenthal, the motion, and Welton with the second. Any other questions, discussion, debate? Hearing none, Commissioner Spencer.
Aye.
Rhodes,
Aye.
Ham,
Aye.
Blumenthal,
Aye.
Welton.
Aye.
I'm on both sides. That passes unanimous. Thank you. Item number 15, rezoning petition 2021-249 by Mill Creek Residential. And we will hear from Joe.
Thank you. This is approximately 25.5 acres located on the west side of Steel Creek Road, just south of the intersection with Sledge Road. It's currently zoned R3. Proposed zoning is MX2 Innovative and NS. The Steel Creek area plan recommends residential at up to 4 DUA for the site. The proposal is for 160 attached and or detached dwelling units at a density of 6.28 DUA, and also 7,700 square feet of retail and or office uses, which would be in that orange peach color on the site plan. The following NS uses will be prohibited: accessory drive-throughs, automobile service stations, equipment rental and leasing, funeral homes and embalming, and tattoo establishments. They are requesting the following innovative provisions. Internal streets would have public access easements, no minimum lot size or width, minimum building separation of 7 feet, public street frontage and private street frontage would not be required. A 16-foot setback would be applied to private street A, and 14-foot setback to private streets B and C. A 30-foot setback would be provided from Steel Creek Road. Be providing the transportation improvements, including a 50-foot right-of-way dedication from Steel Creek center line, 12-foot multi-use path along Steel Creek Road, and left and right turn lanes at the intersection with private street C. Architectural commitments, including blank wall limitations and usable porches and stoops as predominant features, and 10% of the site would be reserved for open space with amenities. Since the public hearing, they have addressed several comments related to transportation, the environment, site and building design. There remain 3 outstanding comments, one of which to appropriately label and depict the proposed left and right turn lanes. A comment from Mecklenburg County to provide a minimum 1 acre park on the site to be dedicated and conveyed to Mecklenburg County. And also a zoning comment to remove side and rear yards from the plan. Staff recommends approval of the petition upon resolution of those outstanding items, and I'll be happy to take any questions.
This is Commissioner Welton. Just a CDOT kind of an issue here. I know that the 160 widening is mythical and coming at some point in time in the future. This is right about where the road kind of widens. As it 160 kind of widens there. I was wondering, would this be affected by that future widening, or does anybody know? And no one may know.
Actually, there is someone on the line that actually knows. So Jake has become my best friend at public hearings. We talk a lot during these things, and
Okay.
I posed a question about the widening of 160. There are certain parts of that have partial funding, certain parts that are still yet down the pike. There are also correct me if I'm wrong, Jake, but 3 different projects that are happening in the same area where and some of those projects are making improvements as well to 160. Jake is kind enough to kind of compose some information based on that inquiry that I made at the public hearing, and I will definitely grant him the opportunity here to add some detail, answer Commissioner Welton's inquiry, and the information will also be beneficial for public. Jacob, please.
Yes, so the proposed plan will take into account the NCDOT widening, and if you review the plan that was on the screen just a second ago, you can see that the accommodation for the U-turn bulbs and the leftover at this site, you can see at the front of the site there. So that's the future NCDOT project along Steel Creek, and so they've had discussions with NCDOT to locate their driveway so that it can be installed now with turn lanes and later be at an appropriate location from the potential signalized U-turns there.
Okay.
There's some adjacent improvements, as was mentioned, up at Sledge Road for other developments in the area. And this development also provides some public street connectivity to adjacent developments as well.
Thank you, Jake. That it's clear now when I look at this particular layout here, site plan, where those things are. When you're just driving by it out there, different story. And we have had in the past some issues with things that are happening on Highway 160. So just wanted to get that clarification. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jake. And the 1 acre dedication to Park and Rec. So is the graphic on the left or right accurate?
So the petitioner has stated that they are not able to accommodate that request. They do show some private park areas. Looking at the left site plan, you'll see some rectangular areas in white. There's 4 of them. Sorry, 5 of them. Thank you. Those are the private areas, but they've said they can't accommodate the request from Mecklenburg County.
Thank you, Jeff. Any other comments, questions?
Just a quick one on that. What's the nearest park? Now my mind is racing to find McDowell is down 49 a bit, but I don't know if there's another neighborhood park, and I'm looking on a map right now trying to.
I think Wingate.
You're correct. Yeah. So that, I mean, that's not far away. Okay. Thank you.
And just another note, right across Steel Creek Road, there is land reserved. I believe it's already in county ownership for future greenway.
Yeah,
that was on a rezoning we did a couple 3 months ago.
Behind Hamilton.
Hunter something Hunterwood or whatever the drive, something like
Huntington Meadow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sounds very 90s.
Thank you, Commissioner Walton. Anybody else? Any other questions for Joe?
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to get in there. I wanted to piggyback off of Kiba's CDOT question. Are these bike improvements something we would consider complete streets, or are they the kind of bike improvements that don't have adequate protection, don't have a clear barrier, and might not serve the purpose of actually encouraging multimodal uses?
Yeah, Kevin Parker here with CDOT. I can answer that. I think the answer is they do seek to conform with complete streets. We also have our Charlotte walks and bikes policies that really dictate this bicycle and pedestrian infrastructure. We do implement planning strips specifically with these shared use paths along these frontages here. So that helps meet the goal of complete streets to provide that safe bicycle and pedestrian network. In regards to the full connectivity of things, unfortunately, we just kind of have to piecemeal it as development comes in. But when it comes to the overall goal of meeting complete streets as well as implementing bicycle and pedestrian infrastructure in a safe manner, this does meet that goal. It's just a matter of achieving the connectivity as development comes through.
Sam, I think that means is you can't bike from this place down to the Harris Teeter without having one of those moments where your muscles might tighten up on certain parts of your body.
Sounds good.
Collins, any other questions? For Joe?
Commissioner Blumenthal, I'm happy to make a motion.
Floor is yours.
Having reviewed the petition and considered the consistency statement prepared by staff to approve this petition, I move that we recommend approval of petition number 2021-249 as it appears before us, and the adoption of the consistency statement as it appears before us.
I will second the esteemed commissioner from Dilworth.
Motion by Blumenthal, second by Spencer. Commissioner Rhodes.
Aye.
Ham.
Aye.
Welton.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Blumenthal. Chair votes aye. That passes unanimous. Thank you. 16, rezoning petition 2021-251 by Delray Ventures LLC. And Michael.
Thank you. This is approximately 13.08 acres located along the east side of Mallard Creek Road, north of Governor Hunt Road, and west of David Taylor Drive. The current zoning is R3, single family residential. The proposed zoning is UR2 CD, urban residential conditional. The plan is inconsistent with the Northeast District Plan recommendation of research-related land uses at this site. However, the petition does meet the general development policies, locational criteria for consideration of up to 23 dwelling units per acre. This plan proposes to develop a residential community with up to 295 multifamily dwelling units with the density of 22.5 dwelling units per acre. They do limit the building height to 60 feet. They will provide turn lane improvements along Mallard Creek Road with turn lane storage, dedicate 50 feet of right-of-way from the road center line on Mallard Creek Road. They will provide a ADA compliant bus waiting pad along Mallard Creek Road. They do commit to an 8-foot planting strip and a 12-foot multi-use trail along the Mallard Creek Road frontage, as well as 20,000 square feet of amenity open space with the pool and clubhouse. There are no outstanding issues, and staff does recommend approval of this petition. Be glad to take any questions.
Thank you, Michael. Do we have any
Madam Chair, I do have a question. This is Commissioner Ham. Wondered if a traffic study needed to be done for this. Mallet Creek, that whole area is really growing fast. So curious to know if a traffic study needed to be done or was done.
I'll let our CDOT colleagues answer that.
This is Patrick Monroe, CDOT. CDOT nor NCDOT required a traffic study for this particular development. Well, based on the proposed number of units, it generated a little over 1,300 trips, which did not meet our thresholds. However, the petitioner did complete a technical traffic memorandum on their own, given the congestion in the area and kind of the scope of what's been going on over here. So the findings of that study were incorporated into the recommended improvements that you see in the petition.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, John. Any other questions, comments, discussion on this petition? Motion, please.
Commissioner Walton, I'll make a motion. Having reviewed the petition and considered the consistency statement prepared by staff to approve this petition, I move that we recommend approval of petition number 2021-251 as it appears before us and adoption of the consistency statement as it appears before us.
Blumenthal, second.
That is motion by Welton and the second by Blumenthal. Commissioner Spencer.
Aye.
Rhodes.
Aye.
Ham.
Aye.
Blumenthal.
Aye.
Welton.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. That passes unanimous. Thank you. Item number 17. Petition 2021253 by Flywheel Group. And Holly will take us through this one.
Thank you. This site is approximately 15.5 acres located on the southeast side of North Tryon, east side of Madison Avenue, and north of Coleman Avenue. Noda Brewing Company, for reference, is just north of the site, northwest of the site there. The current zoning is I2, General Industrial, and the proposed zoning is TOD-NC, Transit-Oriented Development Neighborhood Center. The North Tryon Area Plan recommends mixed uses, non-residential, office, and retail for the site, so it's consistent with that. It is within a 1 mile walk of the 36th Street station. Sorry. Staff has no outstanding issues with the petition, and I will be happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Holly. Any?
Hey, Holly, Commissioner Spencer here. What is with the Thirsty Beaver type situation? Where did they just not complete the collection of parcels, or what is the current use there? What's it going to stay?
This is Commissioner Blumenthal. I believe I know a little bit about this one. There's a Econo Paint there, I believe. And they were unwilling to join the rezoning and sell unless they found a relocation, which they have yet to do.
Does Mick Jagger need some paint? I guess would be the question we would ask next.
Great. And then second question, more critical to my decision. This is a mile walk from 36th Street Station. I think it is ambitious to think that there would be significant traffic over to the station. What's being done to help facilitate getting to the Link station?
Yeah, from my understanding of what's going on the backside of this project around Coleman Ave, the Cross Charlotte Trail is in progress, and that will eventually have a connection. We talked about this project with the petitioner, and they were in a bit of a chicken and egg scenario. They want to provide a bridge connection to the Cross Charlotte Trail when it's built, so then they have more direct access over to the 36th Street station. But of course, we couldn't propose a different TOD district, without that being in place. And so they fell into the NC district, but there is a lot of discussion and coordination that will likely be occurring between this project and that Cross Charlotte Trail to get everything linked up. So then they're within probably within a half mile of that station once that connection can be made. But until then, we're, just on that edge of the TOD NC district. So, until that gets bridged, then, that's what we're looking at. But I know there is a lot of collaboration that they're looking to work with to get that bridge to connect to the Cross Charlotte Trail and get over to Coleman Avenue and then over to 36th Street.
Thanks, Dave. And I guess the follow-up there is there any current CATS routing that, you can pick up something from the corner of Matheson or Tryon and get to the 36th Street station?
That's a good question. I know there is a route, and there is a stop right in front of this for, looks like, let's see, it's routes 11 and 3. And I don't know if they get down to 36. Let me see what the stops are at those 36th Street ones. Yeah, so Route 3 does provide a stop in front of this, and then Route 3 then stops right at the 36th Street station as well, right before it gets to North Davidson. So there is a bus route, Route 3, which would get folks over there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions? Motion, please.
I'll make it. Having reviewed the petition and the consistency statement as presented by staff as it appears before us, I move that we recommend petition number 2021-253 for approval as it appears before us, as well as the consistency statement as it appears before us.
Blumenthal, second.
Motion by Spencer, second by Blumenthal. Commissioner Rhodes?
Aye.
Ham?
Aye.
Walton?
Aye.
Blumenthal?
Aye.
Spencer?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. I captured everybody, yes? Good. That passes unanimous. Thank you. Item number 18, rezoning petition 2021-255 by Bob Shelton, and we will hear from Joe.
Thank you. This is approximately 1.75 acres on the west side of Statesville Road, just south of Spectre Drive. The current zoning is I2 conditional and proposed zoning is I2 conventional. The Northeast District Plan recommends industrial land use for the site and surrounding area. And of course, this is a conventional petition, but the motivation behind it is that the conditional zoning that applies today limits building expansion. So staff does recommend approval and be happy to answer any questions.
Do we have any for Joe?
Joe, this is Sam. Do any of the conditions in place limit any uses, or are they simply limiting expansion?
I think he said they didn't want to go conventional because conventional I'm sorry, conditional, because conditional prohibits expansion.
Oh, no, no, no. I am asking if with the current zoning, which is conditional, do any of those conditions prohibit uses, or is it just prohibiting expansion?
I am looking into that right now, Sam.
And we will hold for that. Thank you, Joe.
So it is a 1979 plan that states the use of the property will be a contractor's office, warehouse, and outside storage of equipment. So specifically those uses.
Okay.
If it is helpful, I believe what we heard at the public hearing, and I know words don't count for much, but what we heard at the public hearing was that the rezoning rationale was to be able to expand the business to be able to service emergency vehicles. That is a very niche type service. That's kind of what I took away from the public hearing, if that helps any of our commissioners. Any other questions for Joe? Motion, please.
Commissioner Welton, I'll make a motion. Having reviewed the petition and considered the consistency statement prepared by staff to approve this petition, I move that we recommend approval of petition number 2021-255 as it appears before us, and adoption of the consistency statement as it appears before us.
Rhodes, second.
Motion by Welton, second by Rhodes. Commissioner Hand.
Aye.
Blumenthal.
Aye.
Welton.
Aye.
Rhodes.
Aye.
Spencer.
No.
The chair votes aye. Minority opinion.
Minority opinion is that the current zoning designation disallows uses such as fuel storage and a service station. Therefore, the new zoning to a conventional I2 would change that and allow that use in the future. And not to belabor the point, but the commissioner believes that conventional industrial zonings are outdated and a nuisance.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Or, sorry, not a nuisance, an inappropriate land use. I'll be nicer.
Thank you, Commissioner Spencer. Item, we got that, Dave? Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks. 19, rezoning petition 2022-011, Starmount Healthcare, and Michael will take us through this petition.
Yes, thank you. This is approximately 8.34 acres located on the northwest intersection of North Tryon Street and West Sugar Creek Road, east of West Craighead Road. The current zoning is R17 MF, multifamily residential. The proposed zoning is institutional. The petition is consistent with the North Tryon area plan recommendation of institutional land uses at this site. This is a conventional petition. The petition proposes to allow all uses in the institutional district. There are no outstanding issues, and staff does recommend approval of this petition. Be glad to take any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for Michael? Any questions for Michael? Motion, please.
Commissioner Welton, I'll make a motion.
I was just about to say, anybody other than Welton?
You all love me. I know you do.
The floor is yours.
Having reviewed the petition and considered the consistency statement prepared by staff to approve this petition, I move that we recommend approval of petition number 2022-011 as it appears before us and adoption of the consistency statement as it appears before us.
Blumenthal, second.
Motion by Walton, Blumenthal, second. Commissioner Ham.
Aye.
Rhodes,
Aye.
Spencer,
Aye.
Blumenthal,
Aye.
Welton.
Aye, and I will note that this petition begins with 2022.
Exciting times. Exciting.
Halfway through the year, we're almost at the beginning.
And I would just simply add the caveat that we haven't seen the last of 21.
Yeah.
I think there may be more on the agenda for July. That passes unanimous. Thank you. And last but not least, item number 21. Item number 20, just as a reminder, was deferred. So we're on to 21. Rezoning petition 2022-021, Crossroads Corporation for Affordable Housing and Community Development, Inc. Holly will round out the night.
Thank you. It's approximately a 1/4 acre located at the northwest intersection of Marnie Avenue and Alpha Street, east of Skyland Avenue and southwest of Monroe Road. These two small parcels here. The current zoning is R5 and the proposed zoning is UR1, urban residential. And as you can see, it's directly adjacent to R22 MF along the south side of Marnie Avenue there. The Central District Plan recommends single-family and multifamily residential uses up to 8 dwelling units per acre for this site. It's consistent with the land use recommendation for single-family and multifamily residential uses. We believe it's an appropriate site for an increase in allowable density here. And the existing zoning district would allow for a duplex on the site, but the UR1 district would give greater flexibility in terms of housing diversity types and development dimensional standards. Staff has no issues with the petition, and I will take any questions.
Madam Chair, I don't have any questions, but I'd like to make the motion, seeing as it's my last petition ever.
Floor is yours.
All right. Given the petition and the consistency statement as it appears before us, I move that we recommend approval of petition number 2022-021 as it appears before us and the adoption of the consistency statement as it appears before us.
Second by Ham, since this is my last petition as well.
Motion by Spencer, second by Commissioner Ham. Welton.
Aye.
Blumenthal.
Aye.
Rhodes.
Aye.
Ham.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. That passes unanimous. Thank you, Holly, for helping us round up the night. Before everyone dismisses, Commissioners Spencer and Ham have terms expired for serving on the Planning Commission. And although they will still be in the fold for a couple more weeks, this will be the end of their service on the Zoning Committee. And I want to acknowledge a very public thank you for your service to Commissioners Ham and Spencer. What you guys provide to this body is invaluable, and I thank you for your participatory commentary, your engagement, your time and commitment. Appreciate you both. Anybody else, the floor is yours if you want to offer any good riddance or farewell.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, just on behalf of all of us on the rezoning side of things, certainly want to thank both Commissioner Spencer and Commissioner Ham for their time on this committee and on the commission as a whole. It's not an easy task to take this on as a volunteer capacity. Sometimes it becomes more than just that. And you guys have certainly provided all that you could to your positions and certainly have contributed in a very positive way to all the efforts that we've had going on in this department with some of the larger initiatives, and appreciate all the work you've done. Certainly don't like to see y'all rolling off, but just wanted to acknowledge everything that you've contributed thus far, and look forward to continue to hearing you be involved as just citizens, and Sam, following your efforts following the Charlotte FC as well. So appreciate that. But again, thank you guys both for your service and your dedication to the community and to our department and our initiatives. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. And just, I think for the most part, we just have staff on the line with us commissioners. Just wanted to inform also that I will transition over to planning committee. So this is my last work session for zoning committee. You will have many new faces in the coming weeks at the next work session. I will definitely be on board for the next public hearing meetings, but we will share that with the incoming chair. So I have greatly appreciated you all and the help and that you've offered, the time that you spend with us commissioners in divulging information and helping clarify items. So I thank all of you, and it was a pleasure to work with you. I know this is not a goodbye, but just a farewell, and just wanted to say that publicly. Myself, I think we have yet to really shape out what the new zoning committee will look like, but your new chair will be Philip Gussman, starting with July. So. All right. Well, if there's nothing.
Thank you.
Anybody?
Really quickly, Madam Chair.
Yes.
Just a reminder as information to the chair, the leadership team, and staff. From personal experience, you can never remind incoming zoning members enough that they should attend the June meeting.
Yes, that's a very good point.
There will be a very brief orientation also for those that are new to zoning committee. We have a few that have served before on zoning committee, but there will be a brief orientation for those that will be new in their serviceship to the zoning committee. So thank you for that, Commissioner.
Snacks will not be provided.
And Madam Chair, I would just like to share, it's been great working with everyone. I will be watching from afar. Zoning is in my DNA now, so I will be keeping my eyes on everyone. And as Dave knows, I will send an email randomly. So Dave, you'll probably be hearing from me as well. So great working with all of you all, really. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, may I say something? I just wanted to say that it's been a pleasure to work with both Commissioner Ham and Commissioner Spencer. I know them outside of the zoning committee, and they're both very active in the community. So I'm not going to get all teary-eyed about them leaving here, because they are both very planted, deeply planted into the roots of Charlotte. And so it's been a pleasure to serve with them in this capacity.
Absolutely. Ditto to that. And Spencer, I know where you live, so this is my last one ever. Maybe officially in the capacity of a zoning committee member, but unofficially, I've got your number, buddy. Anybody else? Anything else? I bid you all adieu. Thank